So the second example of exponential growth, suppose that money, so investor deposits initially $10,000 into an account that's paying an annual, so annual means yearly, a yearly percentage rate of 3%. All right, so R is 3%, and again, when we write it as a decimal, it's 0.03, and if you're not sure, divide by 100%. Take the 3% divided by 100%, and that'll give you your decimal. All right, or move the decimal over twice. That's another way to do it. The initial value is the original amount deposited, the 10,000. Right, find the exponential function that represents the balance in the investor's account. So balance, I'm going to use B for balance. So this would be my initial balance, B naught. So B equals B naught plus times 1 plus R raised to the T. And so in our case, it would be 10,000. And I go ahead and add. So 1 plus R, and I usually just do that in my head. 1 plus 0.03 is 1.03. It's just easier to plug it in that way than with the plus. If you leave the plus, you definitely need parentheses. If you do the addition in your head, you don't necessarily have to have parentheses, but I would encourage you to do parentheses anyways. All right. Find the balance after 5 years. So T is 5. So balance is 10,000. 1.03 raised to the 5. And so again, we're raising by 3% every year for 5 years. So it comes out to be 11592 point, I'm around the penny, 74. Alright, so it grew by almost 16,000, or 1,600, not 1,000, 1,600. Alright, how much will be there in 25 years? So this should be a much bigger amount because it's a lot longer. So balance is 10,000. 1.03 raised to the 25. Make sure it's raised to the 25. And yet, over more than double. So 20937.78 is how much it's worth in 25 years. Alright, so that's the second example of exponential growth. Alright, so an example of exponential growth. Just make sure biggest thing is make sure you're careful. Make sure you know how to go to the decimal for your R, and then again with the addition here, make sure you add it correctly. If you just leave it 1 plus 0.03, you need that set of parentheses when you go do your raise to. I would go ahead and simplify it, so I would go ahead and add it if it was me, but again, every one of you figure out the way that you'll be able to do it with the least amount of error. Alright, so that's the second example of exponential growth. We'll stop this video there.